Good morning, everybody. I have in front of me the horoscope of South Korea. The South Korea timings, what I see is 15 August 1948, 01 a.m. at Seoul. So it's exactly 1 year later after India got independence. And the Lagna is the same like India has, is Taurus Lagna. The first lord is sitting in the second house. The Venus is in house of Gemini. Sun is in the house of Cancer, and Saturn and Mercury are together in the fourth house, in that of the house of Sun. Fifth house is Mars. Sixth house is Ketu, that is Libra. Mars is sitting in the enemy's house. Jupiter is retrograde and is in house of Scorpio in the seventh house. The eighth house is Moon in Mula Nakshatra. Mula first 1 degree for the just out of debilitation, and he enters the star of Mula. 1 degree Sagittarius, 47 minutes. That is the degree of moon, and also it becomes Gandhanta. Therefore, there will always be a problem. And the 12th house has Rahu in Aries. He is sitting in the house of enemy. The 12th house. So South Korea has to spend a lot of money on its security because third house lord is sitting in the eighth house. That is moon, and that too is in a Gandhanta. So it is not a very favorable uh, aspect. Let's put it that way. The borders are always never secure, even though sun is there, the fourth lord. So your happiness is depending. The people's happiness is depending on securing the borders, which is not going to happen very soon. It's very difficult for South Korea to get that kind of peace. And coming for this year, the Lord, which is Mercury. Okay, let me to look at Mercury. Mercury is with in a friendly house with a friendly planet, Saturn, but giving malefic results because Saturn is a natural malefic, and Mercury also becomes malefic. So the people of South Korea, uh, even though Saturn is in the enemy's house, is looking at Mula Trikona Rasi from the fourth house. So that way, it's only a little bit relief for them. They will get they're hardworking people. Let me put it that way. South Koreans are very hardworking and they progress slowly. The progress will come, but it will come at a very slow pace. But they have to be careful because the fifth house is house of friends. So the so-called friends can be their enemies also. The second house lord and the fifth house lord is in fourth house. So they're connected. The wealth, the creativity, and the happiness, all the three are connected for the South Koreans. So if you want to be happy, then you have to be creative, and that creativity is taking hit because you only focus on a couple of things. Of course, you are very good in electronics compared to rest of Asia, like Japan and South Korea and Vietnam. Not sorry, Vietnam, Taiwan, not Vietnam, Taiwan. These are the countries we mention when we talk about electronics. China, of course, is good in manufacturing, but let's not talk about China here because my focus is on South Korea. China, of course, is the head of manufacturing hub as of today because all the companies started their production over there. And coming to uh, the present Dasha in South Korea, they've started with Ketu Dasha, and then uh, as of now, they are going through Jupiter period, the seventh Dasha. Jupiter has started in 2015, and Jupiter and Venus, very unpredictable period you are going through. 2023 to 2026, March 15th. So it is very unpredictable period. So it affects partners of South Korea and also the wealth of South Korea. And once I said it is interconnected, wealth, creativity, and happiness interconnected. So people tend to be unhappy during this period. But Venus is again luxury. Venus is again giving wealth. Is also placed in second house. The third house, second and third, is also communication, so the diplomacy. So Venus again stands for it. So your diplomatic missions abroad have to be strong. And then you will manage to win over. But the yearly horoscope, which, if I remember correctly, the first lord is sitting in the sitting in the 10th house, because I said it is the first lord is Gemini. Gemini is the first house for your 2025 horoscope. So it is going to, he will be sitting in the house 10. So it is going to affect you. Other two, retrograde and combust. So the government will be very, uh, will take certain decisions which may affect very badly. The second house is again sun. Sorry, the third house lord is sun. Second house lord is moon. So both will be together on that particular day. And moon, sun, Venus, after 1 hour, Saturn also joins. Uh, then we have Venus, Mercury, of course, retrograde. Venus also retrograde. So that's happening in your 10th house. That is the profession. The house of that is going to take that is going to affect. And Saturn being a lot of eighth and ninth houses sitting in 10th will also affect um, the houses concerned. Particularly eighth. Eighth is transformation. The transformation, sudden transformation will take place in Korea. And that too when unpredictable period, Jupiter and Venus period is going on. So unpredictable things are going to happen in this period till 2026. And the strength, you have a very strong first house in the natal horoscope of South Korea. The second house is also good. The third house is weak. The fourth house is also weak. So people of South Korea doesn't have the kind of happiness that they want to, and the creativity also takes a hit to some extent. The seventh house partners, you choose wrong partners. Particularly when I talk about South Korea, it is the US which manages everything for South Korea. Unfortunately, the US is not a reliable partner because they have self interest rather than friends. So that is the US. And the coming year, you will find problem because again, it's your fifth house, Lord, first and fifth house Lord for the year horoscope is, yes, sorry, first and fourth house Lord for the year horoscope is again combust and retrograde in 10th house. So it is going to affect the year in an adverse way. And what I see from Navamsa chart of South Korea horoscope, original horoscope, that's in the Aries with Saturn debilitated, Moon and Mercury together. It's not a good sign. Saturn first house, that too getting debilitated, that is uh, showing a bad impact on people. And Sun is in the 12th house. The government efforts are going to be in vain if whatever government tries to do to settle things, it won't succeed in the best way. But what and also Saturn and Moon coming together is a bad combination. It's called Visha Yoga, the poison yoga. It's not a good sign. That's from the Navamsa chart. And other parts of Like Dasamsa is fine. Dasamsa doesn't seem to have, but Dasamsa again I see is Guru Chandala Yoga, which is even the Jupiter and Ketu have come together. Jupiter in his own house, and Sun and Moon are closely tied in Dasamsa. The D10 chart, Saturn and Mercury are very good. They are in the same place, like the Rasi chart, the same house. Only the Lagna has moved to Aries, and Mars is exalted. So the leadership of South Korea always faces problem from the border states, because Sun is there. The government's main issue is sorting out the border issue. It's more focused in that way, and the Lord is just out of the Lord of third house is just out of debilitation, but still in Gandanta. So it always faces the government always faces issues like corruption and uh, bad administration, and always people always the fourth house Saturn, that is people always face certain inconvenience in their life. They won't be very satisfied. Satisfaction levels are very low for South Koreans, so they want to progress more and more, but by hard work. But it, they don't achieve what they want to achieve. That's one problem, because of their own friends who put them down. It's a kind of betrayal, you can say, which they see uh, at a later stage. They don't see it now. The coming years after this Jupiter period is over, then after 2030, Saturn period will start. Then they will see certain progress by hard work up to 2031 to 2050. So that's the time when South Korea again rebuilds with their own efforts. I do not see immediate unification of North and South Korea for certain reason. I immediately do not see that, because the third house is only with Sun. The fourth lord is in third house. So I do not see it immediately happening. It might happen at a different point of time, because I need to know North Korea also. I don't have the details of North Korea horoscope as of now. If I get it, then I will look at it. The coming year is the South Koreans will face certain issues related to their employment, related to finance, so related to their happiness. Everything is going to take a kind of hit, and sudden changes in their lives they will see. It can be, I don't say it is a very positive change. It is a kind of balanced change, mixed change. You can hope for certain months of a year. Thank you. I will give you detailed video later on.